Yes, sir. It is I, your boy from Bed-Stuy, and I greatly appreciate everybody tuning in for Don't F Up the Crime Scene, where me, special guests, will tune in and talk about our experiences on crime scenes and how to mess up the case. All right? So sit back and enjoy and holler back at your boy. Holla. Hey, guys. This is my last session of the day. I got a great person from Illinois. He's from Aurora. He's going to come in a second. You already know him. I'll read his bio in a second. But this is Don't Fuck Up the Crime Scene, episode 53. 53. I'm big. I'm past the big 50. I cannot believe it. Because, I'm older than 50. I'm 55. But I'm not going to go there. Don't judge me. But we're going to get him in a second. Let's go with a quick read. I don't have my cue cards. So, Don't Fuck Up the Crime Scene. Big time speakers, KatieHurst.com. If you want some awesome FTO training, awesome investigative school training, holla at me. Don't Fuck Up the Crime Scene, and you can always find me at KatieHurst.com. All right, slide that, and let me read off his bio, because he was a former guest, so we don't do the easy eights on the second go. We give a topic, and our topic today, we're going to in a second. All right. Is Quentin Johnson. He's an awesome alum from LETI. He hails from the great state of Illinois, where I know it well. And he's from the city of Aurora. Senior ACO, NACA certified, LETI certified, all that good stuff. 28 years, going on 29 years in the field. He's an OG. That's an OG, a veteran. And again, he's going to talk about today's subject is how to educate irresponsible pet owners. That is the topic, and we're going to talk to Mr. QJ Quentin Johnson. Q, what's up, bro?
Hey, I'm doing great, Kevin. Great to see you again today.
No. I'm trying to keep it 100 with you. I appreciate you. We're on Teams, so we have so far as I know, this is my first time on Teams. Microsoft Teams, shout out. Give me a sponsor. Usually I do my Zoom, but I got you on Teams. Looking good, bro. Like the beard. I got the beard. Got the strawberry blonde going. I see you. Little got the paisley plaid going. So what's up, man? I mean, we talk. Me and you talk all the time. But how's it going up there in Aurora?
Oh, it's going pretty well. It's going very well. Great start to New Year. Unfortunately, a couple of investigations going right now. But I'm glad to say that the Aurora Police Department is joining with us, and we're putting the smack down on some of these folks.
Well, that's a good thing. My thing is this. I always look at it as it's good when police, sheriff office, PD, aka fire department, code enforcement, when we all get along. It makes it better for the citizens of your county and your state. When we don't get along, when we have infighting, it's never good for the public. They pay the taxes, and they always remind us, we pay your taxes. Yeah, okay. And then they said, we need a raise. Motherfucker, I gave you a raise. I need more. So my thing is like, what do you do about that? Now, the question of today is, how do you educate irresponsible pet owners? Now, I'm going to set that up. Don't answer yet. So I'll speak to my man, Dan Edinger, the other day. And he's going to actually drop something because me and him, we brainstorm. With most of my dudettes, especially with Quentin right here, we brainstorm and we talk. We just talk. And sometimes a lot of ideas come from our talks. So I would glean on what Quentin says. I'm like, oh, that was deep. When I say that's deep, that means it sparks something in my brain. Okay. The part of the brain that still works because I'm old. And then I go into like, okay, let me write this down. I post a note and I come back to it. And then sometimes that come back to it, that post note becomes a class, becomes a series, becomes a lot more. So again, Q. How do you educate an irresponsible pet owner? That's on you. Go.
All right. Well, I'm rolling with the idea that nothing incredibly serious has happened here because we're just talking about education at this point here.
Okay.
And we all know that there actually 4 different types of learning skills that people have, and people have one or more of them, but usually one that's preferable to the other. You got your visual learners, you got your auditory learners. You can just tell them what to do and they'll absorb it. You got your readers and writers. Those are the folks that want you to hand them something. Or you got the kinesthetic people. Those are the tactile folks that you actually have to walk through something with them. Now, it's very important when you come on the scene to figure out who you're dealing with here. How old are these people? What generation do they belong to? Is English their primary language? What do you observe in their yard, in their house, in their car to tell you what type of a learner they are? And once you can grab a hold and understand of where they are in life and how they learn, then that you move along with that into what you can then teach them about being a better pet owner.
Pause for a second. So Q just brought down for all my listeners and everybody out there, my dude and dudettes and everything, episode 53. Q broke down a few things, 4 different type of learners. When you go out there, you have to have your ears and eyes on, and we're talking, you have to survey what you see, how you see, and when you meet them and see what you're dealing with. Now, okay, so I'm going to cut you off. How do you do that upon the initial response? Not a return, okay? Not the problem people. The first time, how do you assess the 4 categories and your and I'll always say establish rapport, but how do you do that on the first time you go out? Go ahead, go.
All right. Well, what I'm looking for when I'm talking with these people, do they zone out visually, but they're listening to everything you say?
Okay.
Okay. So their eyes may roll to the side or the back of their head, but they're paying attention to what you're saying. So those are your auditory learners.
Got you.
They're the people who are going to listen to what you say. All right. Your visual people, they're going to be looking around, not the nervous looking around, but they're looking at you. They may be looking at your uniform. They may be observing, they make comments about, your watch or something else that you're carrying with you, but they're very observant. Those are your visual learners. Okay. The people who I see that have like the nervous twitches, whether it's, they've got they're playing with their fingers all the time, whatever. I see those people a lot tend to be your hands-on learners. They want you to, it's one thing to tell a person like that what they need to do. They need to adjust the collar on their dog, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
But no, with that person, you want to go down at that animal's level and show them how to do it. Okay? Or then you've got the person, the reading and the writing, they may be paying attention to you, but most of those people will ask you, do you have a brochure on that? Do you have a copy of the ordinances with you so I can see that for myself?
Mm-hmm.
And these are all the things that most of the time they will give you those type of clues, and now you know where you're going down this educational journey.
Okay, so for all you guys listening in, my dudettes, or all my peeps and everything, again, episode 52. I got Quentin Johnson, a vessel of knowledge. He's been doing this forever. And me and Q met back a few years back when we were doing classes like that, but we know each other forever. And, I like to bring an OG on there because you have a lot of new OGs, and it's a different type of aspect of going about things. People get so many chances. And I'm like, I'm different. So we were talking. I'm old school. I'm really old school. I'm learning how to deal with new school. Okay. Because I'm into thou shalt. Thou shalt do what the fuck I say. Thou shalt get this done. Thou shalt do this. And I'm used to, and this is real. Q, this is real. When I do a FTO or I do an in-service for police, sheriff's department, any type of authority with legal means to arrest your ass, it's a different compass of what I do. When I do ACOs who might have quasi law enforcement powers as us, I'm like this, thou shalt. I'm a commandment person. You should not break the law. End of discussion. I'm bendable, I am flexible, but I'm not breakable. So when I come out there, I'm like this. Okay, how can I work with this person? How egregious and bad is the violation? And can I do something with them other than do them? You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. So, my bad. I digress. Go ahead.
That's okay. Okay. Most of the time, if it's just something simple, okay, the dog got loose, dog ran down the street, you picked it up a block away from home, the dog hasn't bitten or chased anybody, it's just been out being silly,
mm-hmm.
and hasn't been running in traffic, all that kind of stuff. Most of those people, and I'm talking a lot of first-time offenders, when you bring the animal to them, if they come at you like, oh my God, I didn't realize Fifi ran out the door, I'm so sorry, apologetic, they're willing to work with you, and at that point, it's like, they just told you they didn't realize the dog ran out the door.
Right.
You've got your explanation there.
Right.
So now work with that and say, okay, well, do you know how the door got opened? Well, my kid just came home from school and the dog ran out. Mm-hmm. Okay. Your kid gets home from school at the same time every day. Yes. All right. Well, why don't you take Fifi and put her in another room? That way, Fifi's not going to charge out the door every time your kid opens the door when they get home from school.
Mm-hmm.
This is your problem,
mm-hmm.
And a lot of people are like, you're absolutely right. And sometimes they will often tell on themselves and say, yeah, well, I guess this isn't the first time she's run out the door. Okay. But it's the first time that we have caught the dog.
Mm-hmm. And
now, as an officer, you're bringing it to their attention. So at that point, if they are confessing, fine and dandy. We usually have a first time interaction with an officer pass.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'll tell them, all right, you know what? This is your freebie. I'm not going to ticket you this time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, just so that you realize that I'm not making this up, I do have a copy of the ordinances here with me, and I'd like you to have them. And then I will also give them a business card. Yeah, we're still a little OG because we got business cards. But the business cards has the link and a QR code to take them to the website where also all of our ordinances are listed. So if you're more techie,
mm-hmm.
you can go that route. If you're just the reader, you can just go through there and understand that. If you're the auditory person, I told you the city has a leash law, so as soon as the dog gets off your property, the dog must be on leash under the control of an adult. There we go. And if there's any confusion on that, they are watching me walk their dog up to their house with the dog on a leash, and I'm showing them how to control a dog with a leash. We all run into people who believe in the freedom of animals. They're out there, right? My dog shouldn't have to be on a leash. My cat shouldn't have to be locked up in the house, whatever it is. Well, that's fine. But if you live in our city, these are the rules you must abide by, and these are the rules that we will hold you accountable to. Now, the next time this happens, you're going to face a $100 ticket. And then that's another form of learning. Okay? There's your consequence. Next time, this is going to cost you at the bare minimum $100.